Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crocheters Creed, and from the title, as you can already see, we are going to be making the 4th Doctor scarf. Now, I'm not going to front, I've only seen the 9th season and down. I haven't seen the 4th Doctor. This was actually recommended to me by my boyfriend, who recommended it to me because I am currently in the process of making my Etsy shop, and I've been making a bunch of dolls, and I wanted to have a scarf, and he was like, well, you could make the 4th Doctor scarf, and I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up, and it's really long, as you fans know, and it's a lot of switching stitches. Now, I eyeballed it, so be gentle with me, because this is just my interpretation of it. I eyeballed it, and this is how big it actually is if it's all folded up, okay? But the thumbnail, you'll see it, all laid out, but I've only seen up until the 9th Doctor, or after the 9th Doctor, but this is it was a really, really fun pattern for me. It's the longest project I've ever done. Adding up the rows, it is 386 rows in this project, and you're going to be switching a bunch too. Switching a bunch of colors, so be ready for that, and there are tassels at the end too. Now the yarn that I have here, like I said, I eyeballed it, so it may not be the exact color, but it's the color that I had on hand. And you can do the same as well. Also with the hook you will be needing your 5.5 millimeter hook and your scissors, and that's it. And I will show you the yarn in a little bit, but also, it was brought to my attention that just showing the video and then putting the pattern in the description, some people wanted to see it, made, or a little tiny tutorial, so that's what I'm going to be doing today, just to show you how to switch off yarn and for you to be clear if you don't really like following the, pattern. So I know that was long-winded. I know you just want to get to the the thing, so let's get started. Now for the yarn, I used it looks blue on here, but it is a dark purple. I used a tan brown, a Forrest Green yarn. This is about a light orange. It looks red, but it's a light orange yarn. My Speckled Yarn, which I love this yarn. This was the yarn that was used in the Boba Fett video for his arms and legs. The Speckled Yarn, which still looks a bit, tannish. A little bit of gold yarn, or yellow yarn if you want to. All of this can be substituted to what you want it to be. Coffee brown yarn, and some dark blue yarn. I know it's a little fuzz on that, but like I said, this isn't how it's exactly made. I believe it was made knitted rather than crocheted, but do what you would like to do. This is just my interpretation of it. So maybe I should lay it out for you guys. I really do want to stress that you can substitute all the colors. Just make it how you like to and have fun. So I'm going to lay out the scarf. I'm going to try to lay it out so you can see how it looks. So one moment. Okay, I had to stand up for this, but this is how long it is. Okay. Now that's how long it is. Now I'm going to I'll probably have it in the thumbnail, probably. I haven't made it yet. Me wearing it so you can see how long it is. But okay. Taking your 5.5 millimeter hook. Alright, now I'm going to take my brown yarn. That's what, me looking at it, it looked like it started with brown. So I started with my coffee brown yarn, and you're going to do a slip stitch like that, And don't worry if these aren't clear, I'm going to make tiny tutorial videos of single crochet, double crochet, and stuff like that. So what you're going to do is, let me make sure this is focusing. Alright, what you're going to do is chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now this entire thing, this entire pattern consists of single crochet. So what you're going to do is, as a single crochet, make sure you can see this, you're going to go into, you're going to single crochet down the row. So go into the next stitch, single crochet, go into the next stitch, single crochet, single crochet, and you're going to do this down the entire row, okay? Alright, now you're going to do the single crochet down, and you're going to do it with the coffee brown yarn for 4 rows. So row 1 through 4, you're going to single crochet in every stitch with the coffee brown yarn. And also something I want to make clear is after you've done your first row, I've done 2 rows now, go into the same stitch to line it up. So go back into the same stitch and line it up, and then go back down. Now I'm not going to do all of the rows again because the scarf is already made. This is just showing you. So I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to now show you how to add on the yarn. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to add on your yarn. So after you know how to do the single crochet, chain 1, and adding on your yarn, you can do this entire project. Also with tassels, I'm going to show you how to do the tassels as well. But for adding on your yarn, what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1 with the brown yarn, and you're going to you do a chain 1 at the end of every the beginning of every row. And so what you're going to do is you take a good amount of yarn, make sure the tail's pretty long so you can sew it in, and you're going to add it to your hook like that. See the loop here? You're going to add it to your hook, and what you're going to do is, taking the hook, make sure you got a nice grip on it, you're going to do a chain like you're chaining 1, but you're just adding. Now, make sure you see this, you're going to take your brown yarn, the browned end, and you're going to pull that a little bit so it tightens it. And then you're going to take your light brown yarn, the yarn that you're adding, and the end of that, and pull that a little bit as well, but make sure you hold on to it. Now you have the 2 ends here. Now you get rid of those, put it behind, and now you have this. Alright? So now after you do that, make sure you hold on, because it will start pulling out if you don't hold it a bit. You're going to take that, and you're going to go into the same stitch and do a single crochet. Alright? And you know you've pulled it. You can always pull it a little bit to make sure that it's tight. Now I'm going to go down the row and single crochet until a few stitches. Now after you feel like this isn't going to pull out, what I like to do is, I'm just going to show you, I like to tie them together, tie a little knot with them. Oh, come on. Ugh. I like to tie them together to make sure they don't come undone. Tie them lightly together so it doesn't pull it. What is going on here? Okay, sorry. Tie it a little lightly like that. Don't pull it too tight because it'll scrunch up. And then I sew the ends into the corresponding colors. So if you have this color, you don't want to sew it in to the brown color because it's a scarf. You can see both sides of it. So you want to do it into the corresponding colors so that it doesn't look, tacky. So after you do that, you're going to single crochet down with a light brown yarn for rows 5 through 7. Now, after you do this, I'm going to put the link in the pattern in the description so that you know what rows to crochet with what colors. So I showed you the single crochet and the add-on. Now you can do the entire scarf, but I still want to show you how to do the tassels. So, alright, now, the very ending of this, where you started, the first row that I started with was the coffee brown yarn. This is going to be a lot bigger, obviously, but once you're fully finished with the actual scarf, you're going to go to the ends of each of them, and what you're going to do is you're going to take about, this is how long I made the thing, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, and that's how the tassel is going to fall. And you also may want to fray it at the ends, because that's what it sort of looks like. But make it long enough to where you fold it in half and you get your desired tassel length. This may be a bit too long. I usually cut it. But what you're going to do is you're going to take, I usually take a bigger needle, so because you have a certain amount, a bigger amount of yarn, you're changing yarns all the time in this project, you have a lot of yarn that you're going to be using, and a 5mm hook, or 5.5mm hook, isn't going to be able to carry this amount of yarn, or pull it nonetheless. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm taking a bigger hook. This is a 9.9mm hook, but it's bigger, so that I can pull all my yarn, my things in. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the end of it, and this is the first stitch. What I like to do is I like to go into that stitch with your needle, and you see how I'm holding my yarn, my tassel. Make sure it's in half and it's even. Alright? What you're going to do, like you added on, is you're going to go in, put all the things on your hook. It's going to be more than this. I'm just using 3 to show you. What you're going to do is you're going to put it on your hook, pull through, right? And after you pull through, here's what I like to do. I like to take it out, the hole's there, and pull the tassels through, right? Oh, is that it? Okay. And then what I do is I sort of pull it a little bit like that. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it, and there's your tassel. Right? And then you fray it on the edge with... Okay, sorry, my camera cut off. But, like I was saying, you just fray the edges, and here's how I would do it. I would just take my scissors and take... You can either do this, you pull it like that, or what I like to do, see how it's sort of frayed looking now, or I just go like this. I pick it up, and I fray it on the ends with my scissors like that. Or don't cut yourself though. It's a better way to do it. Let me see. Usually I have someone holding this, or I'll hold it like that and fray the edges. But that is basically the tutorial. So I will be back with you to show you the final product in all its glory. So yeah. Alright, so this is the final product here. This is folded, I believe, twice, I think? No. Yeah, I folded this twice. But it is 126 inches. But this is the final product. And I thank you for visiting my channel, and I will see you soon.